provision in the Constitution, and she will succeed the president, and nobody else will succeed the president except the vice president, if the vice president is around. No? Now, what does she mean by designated survivor? Well, a designated survivor is you're in one place with the others, and the place is uh, suffers a catastrophe, and you're the only one who survives, and you take over. But it's a very well, if he meant to say that he is already the successor, it's a poor choice of an analogy. I mean, it doesn't compute because you are already the designated successor, and that cannot be changed by anyone. That's in the Constitution. So I really don't know what she was thinking about when she said that uh, she is the designated successor,
Right.
because that connotes something catastrophic will happen.
Yeah, speaking about that, Justice, there are two things I want to ask you on this, because you're also from Davao. Sorry, I keep on bringing that back because, people know you as a legal luminary, but you're also some person who understands domestic politics, particularly in Davao, very well. Some people are just saying this just shows Sara doesn't have what her father has, because her father has this brand of disruptive politics. He makes jokes, sometimes bad jokes, but in a way they still make sense, but they're kind of entertaining. They tick off people. But Sara keeps on making, marami siyang ekbang na it doesn't make sense, and then she doesn't have wit. Hindi niya ma-explain. I mean, like Digong, di ba? He has 10 ways of doing the same thing. She seems to lack the magic of the father, right? Because the father would get away with a bad joke like that, right? Sabi niya, nagpaloko na naman, naniwala naman kayo. But she doesn't have that. She say, oh, you don't deserve an explanation. Ganun lang. Parang napikon pa siya, di ba?
Yeah, the usual excuse of President Duterte was it's just a joke, and even the last thing that the thing that he said recently, as Panelo said, it was just a joke.
Then parang
I mean,
tayo pang
but
pinapagalitan for taking
yeah,
it seriously, yeah.
Sara has not used that excuse yet.
But she didn't make sense. So sabi niya, it's not a joke, it's not serious. So what category of statement it is? I mean, it's a conceptual confusion. Kung hindi serious, hindi joke. Is there a third category we don't know about, Justice Carpio?
We don't know because she doesn't want to explain, and
She doesn't want to explain too. I mean, what the heck is going on? Kaya sinasabi ko, if Sara doesn't have yung wit ng father niya, or di ba, some would say, I mean, unabashedness, or for the lack of better term, kapalmoks, di ba? Don't do it. Kasi last time, di ba sabi niya, 3 Duterte yung ipapatakbo nila. Ang pinakatumawa doon, yung sarili niyang tatay. Kalokohan na sinasabi na tatlo kaming tatakbo. Ano yan? Ano yan?
yeah, it's something, it's very strange. It started with Duterte. Before, if a politician, national politician, would say something like that, that three of us are running, and then it's disowned by the three. So, I mean, there will be a lot of criticism, but here people just don't mind anymore. It doesn't hurt them. It doesn't hurt them. So they're being held to a different standard. Maybe because the people say, "Oh, that's how they are." So maybe people have a very low expectation of how they conduct themselves. So if they do some abubu or something grotesque, they will easily be forgiven.
Yeah, I mean, our brand is crisis, right? Yun yung disruptive politics style nila, di ba? Like, and they get away with it. But sinasabi ko, Digong can get away with it because he's funny, he's witty, right? I mean, I don't agree with him many times, but he's funny. Even si Baste minsan nakakuha niya, but I just feel Sara doesn't have it. But having said that, Sara still has very high approval rating. She still has the highest approval rating of any top government official base sa latest Pulse Asia survey. How do we explain that?
I cannot explain it. It's
let's just not explain it. Baka sasakit lang ulo natin. Now, Justice, I wanted to also talk about this issue kasi the reason why a lot of people felt it's a very bad joke is, especially after the assassination attempt on Trump, who just, missed it by millisecond, a bullet through his brain. Some would say the Arroyo doctrine or Arroyo precedence, right? That if you are the vice president and take over before the third son or something like that, you can run again in the next presidential cycle, right? That's why Arroyo was able to stay for almost a decade, right, in power. Can you explain that to us? What was the Arroyo precedence? Because a lot of rumor was, if you're gonna take over from BBM, you'd rather do it before his third zona para makatakbo ka ulit ng 2020. Can you tell us a little bit about the legality, constitutionality of that?
Well, it's in the Constitution that uh, a vice president who takes over before the start of the third year of the president uh, can run again. In other words, he or she can finish the 4 years, remaining 4 years, and run again. That's what happened to uh, Gloria,
Yung
GMA.
EDSA DOS, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, just to be technical about it, the the third year of BBM will start officially once he ends his SONA or once he starts his SONA?
It's June 30.
Okay. So pwede rin. Pwede rin umabol just in case. I'm just saying, we're just watching everything carefully kasi may time pa. Meron ka pang, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but politics is crazy nowadays. You never know, di ba? So, I'm sorry just for pushing you on that, but I think it's important for people to know bakit ang daming conspiracy theories, ang daming, why everyone is edgy. Ang balita sa akin, I don't know if you have also confirmed that they doubled the security for Sona or something like that. Have you heard anything about that, Justice?
No, I haven't heard anything, but that's to be expected.
Medyo, sasayang na naman yung taxpayers' money natin dahil sa mga bad jokes na yan. Tuloy, nagdoble tipre ang security. No. Now, let's transition to the issue of Pogo, Justice. We were having some communication the other night about the Pogo issue. What is your understanding of the latest situation? Parang fugitive na, de facto fugitive na si Go, di ba? What is going on there?
Well, she is technically not a fugitive because no case has been filed against her, no warrant of arrest has been issued. But she is wanted by the Senate because the Senate, I think, has issued a warrant of arrest. I'm not sure now. But
Yeah,
a
na-approve
fugitive is a
yata ni
technical,
Jesus Cadero yun. Oh.
yeah, it's a technical term that means there's a warrant of arrest against you.
Pero 'di ba high risk ano siya person siya eh. Hindi ba dapat may mga travel restrictions or scrutiny or monitoring?
Well, well, there is a way of getting a whole departure order even before the criminal case is filed, but the DOJ will have to file that in court also.
So hindi na process ng DOJ. I want to talk about this a bit just as before pivoting back to Pogo and Harry. Parang dumadami mga fugitives. We were just talking about Kiboloy getting away with things. Bantag is still there. Teves has still not been settled in back home. Parang dumadaming listahan. Bakit nakakatakas sa mga... Is DOJ sleeping on its job? Sorry to say it, but some people are wondering if DOJ is up to the task. Because halos walang high profile pang napin down eh. Dumadami lang yung listahan ng mga fugitives eh. What's going on?
Well, it's not the DOJ that will be enforcing the warrant of arrest. It's really the PNP and the NBI. So
it's a DILG? So it's a DILG thing?
the ILG, PNP is part of the ILG, and it's the PNP, the police, that will serve the warrant of arrest, or it can be the NBI. And so that's why they've been replacing the police personnel in Davao City. And I think they've sent NBI agents there. But it's really sad because the that guy Bantag, but Bantag has been a fugitive. That's a fugitive because there's a warrant of arrest against him. So he has been hiding for quite some time already.
2 taon na, almost 2 years, di ba? So this is a crazy situation kasi how high profile it is. He comes actually from my region, Cordilleras, and all. So, connect the dots and all that. I mean, yun nga eh, doesn't this reflect badly on BBM? Doesn't it make the Marcos administration look weak that this list of fugitives keeps on increasing, expanding? There's an enforcement problem. The DILG secretary might consider even running for Senate. So some are wondering if he's focused on his job or looking at the 12th, place dun sa slot ng administration. What's going on here?
Well, it doesn't look good for the PNP and the NBI because they cannot find these people with warrants of arrest, no, issued against them already, and so it just shows that these people have a lot of connection.
Which is a given, right? That's why you're expecting some exercise of political will and intervention dahil alam naman natin na maraming tentacles yan. Speaking of tentacles, of course, one suspicion is, and I think it's